Mike Garland with Carlisle Events. It is another Carlisle Productions production as we get ready to talk about the Bill Miller Collection and Auction that is happening during the week of Fall Carlisle. Now, Bill, the last time we got together in this room, there were pallets and boxes upon boxes. Fast forward to today, and the sale is starting to come together.
Absolutely.
This is Bill Miller. He's the co-founder of Carlisle Events, and this auction, collectibles, merchandise, and more, is happening September 26th and 27th at the former Smith's Appliance Building, 1188 Spring Road in Carlisle. It's right across the street from the Fairgrounds and the Fairgrounds Diner, Desperate Times Brewery as well. So, Bill, as you look at the room and its current layout, what are you thinking?
Well, it's been interesting, Mike. You know, as we've unwrapped these boxes and things, there's things I haven't seen myself for 30 or 40 years. And it's really interesting because there's been a lot of treasures that were even personal treasures I didn't even know were here, but a lot of memorabilia and parts and brochures and things from all my different dealerships and things that I've owned.
Well, let's go head back to the corner here because we have Hess trucks and toy cars and promotional materials that we've unearthed, unboxed, and unpackaged. And these items can be yours as part of this auction. So we'll start. I mean, what are we seeing right here?
You know, it's interesting. My grandson came in here yesterday. He's 8 years old, and he just walked back through here and he went over to one of the people that was working and said, "Wow, Grandpa's got more toys than I do." He was impressed. Anyhow, we'll start here. These are all model kits that are right here that I've collected over the years. And what you see in the background are promo cars that were purchased from my dealerships in the 70s and 80s. Corvettes, all the different ones as you go down through her, the Monte Carlos and the Chevettes and Chevelles and just whatever there might have been as far as promos were concerned. I always bought some each and every year, put them away, and they're brand new in the box. And there's, as you can see, that's promos all the way around to there.
And we look at these boxes, I see that it says 12 count per box. So if someone is interested in this box of 1981 Corvette promos, this box will be the lot that sells, correct?
Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to sell a stripe of them each time.
Okay, so it's actually, in this case, there's 3 boxes, 4 boxes here, so that
and a couple
you will
extras,
you'll sell the column at a time.
Right.
And it's
same way
same on the floor
flow.
rings. It is free to register to bid. We'll have bidder registration taking place at 7 o'clock on September 26th and 27th, and then the preview window will actually open up at 8 a.m. But he was talking about all the models and the diecast. You can see even more over here with the trucks. And this kind of stuff is cool. If you're a Carlisle collector, there was a period of time where Carlisle Events would roll out these types of diecasts from Ertl and similar brands. So that's from 1998's Fall Carlisle. This one back here off of Winross is a 1981 Carlisle collectible. So you can see just the vast collection that Bill has amassed along the way. If you're into Chevy pickup trucks, maybe you come to the Carlisle Truck Nationals or Carlisle GM Nationals. This model, unopened, still in the box, never been touched. So, Bill, I know the calls have been coming fast and furious throughout. We've showcased some of the diecast, some of the Carlisle branded materials, but there's Hess trucks here as well. Did you collect those year in and year out?
I collected them myself as well. You know, they're different years, different. Every year they came out with something unusual, something different, and I just collected them from all the different years. These are diecast that are here. There's some diecast over here as well. Here's something really interesting too, Mike. These are actually Vega model kits, and they came from General Motors, and this was a Chevy pickup truck with a camper on the back. So very, very unusual kits that came from Chevrolet.
So this is the first aisle with the diecast and the collectibles. We'll head to the next aisle, which includes some literature. So you want to head that way?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
As you can see, we're still in process. Everything isn't completed yet, but we're certainly getting there. Now, the literature situation, this aisle is all General Motors literature. We kept all the General Motors literature in one aisle. As you go down through here, you're going to see that it's kind of set up in years. Here's 68, 69, 70, as we went around, all the way around to the 70s into the 80s. We also have a lot of postcards. We haven't unpacked them yet, but there's a whole bunch of postcards that are going to be available as well. This is all genuine Chevrolet factory literature. None of these are reprints. These are all ones that I've collected from the dealerships.
And the crazy thing is, I mean, we just had our record-setting Corvettes at Carlisle Car Show, and one of the biggest items that folks love to walk out with are the posters that Team Chevrolet gives of the latest Corvette. Well, here would have been an era-appropriate poster, and this is still brand new, basically, so you could take this home, you can frame it, maybe 11 by 14 size, put it up on your wall, and it looks just as new as the day it was produced.
And you know, the hottest cars of '69 were certainly the Camaros, especially the Camaro SS. You know, brand new brochures once again as the Camaro SS, plus all the full line of the Camaros in there as well.
It's just amazing. I mean, I can't believe how far your team of workers have come since we were last here. And this is aisle, 1 and 2 of probably 6 that have literature here in this room. But let's kind of go to our right, Bill. Not only are there literature items, but you have signage, snowmobiles, motorcycles. I see a cash register in the room as well.
A couple of engines. That's a brand new '89 Corvette Challenge engine that's never been used. You know, in the Challenge cars, they pulled the motors out of them, put in a factory motor, so every car would have been exactly the same as far as, horsepower and everything was concerned when they had those races. Well, when the cars came back in, they took the motors out, put the original motors back in for the customers. Well, ironically, this guy wanted to keep the race engine, and he sold the regular engine. So it's a brand new '89 tuned-port engine.
Let's head over to the snowmobiles. That was something that we showcased before, but I think it's worth doing again because, again, your crew has been working hard to shine them up, make them look really nice. When your kids were younger, you would take them out on these snowmobiles to ride around, right?
Absolutely. This is a 1972 Skedaddler, and that is the trailer that goes with it. This was just an extra trailer. You know, that and we didn't use all the time. Those two we used a lot. And I figured if something happened to that, and I just got a chance to pick up that one.
You are a big fan of having a spare.
Absolutely, absolutely. These were just a couple of little bikes that were at the fairgrounds. The kids rode them around years ago. We have a mechanic that's been working on them. He's getting them ready to run. So, and as you can see, the signage is all factory original signage, posters. The Farfanugan back here on the back with Volkswagen. The Farfanugan sign over here is brand new in the box, neon, which is an absolutely gorgeous sign when it's lit up. Now, you have to put a transformer and everything with it, so at this point it's not lit up, but that's right out of the box. We're also getting a bunch of hanging posters and things that we're getting ready. All once again, we're going to put, they're going to be hung in the back. This Oldsmobile sign is from the 50s. That's a porcelain sign. Those things are just absolutely a work of art. They're just beautiful signs.
Well, and you've always kept things, if you didn't get it yourself for the first time, you are attracted to things that are kind of limited ownership, that are still original. And I can see that even extending to your collectibles. You want it to be original when you bring it home.
Absolutely. The Miller tire sign, it wasn't my company, even though my name's Miller, but that Miller tire sign, it never was hung out. It was actually in a box, brand new. So got an opportunity to purchase that. And all these things that you see on the walls, once again, all factory. Even the big license plates and things you see over here. And these license plates, these USA 1 tags, are original. Now they reproduce them and they sell them by quantity in a reproduced situation. But these are original from the 70s and 80s. So these are very valuable license plates.
I saw a couple of trucks at the truck show that top one could fit on earlier this year. So,
absolutely.
So this is but one room. There is more. Shall we go to room number 2?
Let's do it.
Parts and literature, bicycles too, Bill. We're now in the bicycle room. You've collected everything over the years.
Probably.
So what do we have going on in here?
Everything from some really valuable BMX bikes. I know there's some old Raleighs here, there's some old Schwinn's here, all kinds of different collectible bikes. Triumph bike, just interesting bikes that I've collected over the years that I'm going to sell. And I'm going to actually sell them in sets of 3, Mike. I've got them set up in sets of 3, and I'm going to sell these in sets of 3. If we go through here, there's some other bikes out here. Once again, we're going to sell these in sets of 3s. Most of these are beach cruiser style bikes that are old. Here's something very unique as well, like this little Studebaker reproduction wagon here. You know, Studebaker started out making wagons. Excuse me. And this is what they call the Studebaker Junior. They went from wagons to automobiles, you know, but Studebaker was one of the oldest car companies around. And everything over here is new bicycles. These are Coca-Cola bikes. These are Columbia bikes that were an anniversary bike that were built in the 80s that are brand new. The Huffy's Coca-Cola bikes were brand new, it's built in the 80s. This is actually Miller beer bike, brand new in the box, but all these bikes are going to be sold as well when everything's put together. It's, as you can see, this room's kind of in disarray. We don't have this room ready yet, but we're certainly working on it.
We saw the literature room, and I said there was more, and here we are. This is now the parts room. Bill, what can someone find in the parts room? I see bumpers. What else is here?
There's bumpers, there's tailgate, and just parts galore. We really haven't gotten this finished yet. We're working on this room, but everything from seats to tires and wheels, hubcaps. You're going to see them as we go back through here. These are two original windshields. One of them is from the 50s for an Oldsmobile, brand new in the box. We've got some bug shields there. There's car covers, a bunch of them. But once, like I said, as you can look back through here, this whole box right here is 40s and 50s Chevrolet. Some beautiful pieces that are in here, tail lights, some new in the box for Chevy. Crosley parts.
You don't just find those anywhere anymore.
Yeah, they're kind of rare. Bricklin parts.
Same.
You know, I collected some really weird stuff over the years, but I had a brand new Bricklin at one time, and I had a bunch of Crosleys. Just fun little cars.
You could buy this for your tools. I'm sometimes we're looking around and like, hey, let's open something and see what's there.
But there's steering wheels, there's exhaust, there's just, you know, all kinds of things. We're just trying to get it sorted out and get it set up. At this point, this room isn't done. This is a rare piece too. These are for El Caminos. This is the corner of the bed. Original pieces are not available anymore. I know if somebody needs them, they're really, really desirable pieces.
And there's two of them here because gotta have a spare. Gotta have a spare.
One for each side.
There you go.
The parts continue out through here.
Air filters, oil filters, hubcaps, radios.
Lots of radios, a lot of GM, there's Chrysler, there's Ford, there's tools. We're starting to get some of the tools together that are going to be available. A couple of tool chests full of things. Cabinets. I have mostly sets of hubcaps over there, some miscellaneous hubcaps, trim rings, some brand new, never been used.
Johnny Cash has a famous song called One Piece at a Time where he's talking about building a car out of a variety of parts. And I feel like someone could actually come to this collectibles auction on September 26th and 27th and build themselves a car.
They probably could, Mike, but you know, there isn't any frames here, but other than that, there's a lot of different parts.
Engines, wheels, tires, hubcaps, chrome pieces, emblems. It's all here but for the frame.
And then we move into this department. This, by the way, is going to be full of banners and things as well. We're waiting for some clips to hold the banners up. You got to be very delicate with banners to make sure that you don't damage them or anything, so we have some special clips coming. And this whole room is going to be filled with banners that we have from all over the place. Beautiful 1952 Studebaker banner over there. I mean, there's something that's so rare, 70 years old, 1952? It's just kind of neat to see that it was preserved and kept like that.
I look over here to my left, Bill, and I've seen your crew laying these things out. What exactly are we looking at here on these tables against the wall?
They were showroom danglers. You know, they kind of hung in the showroom when you went through the showroom to see the different model cars from the mostly 70s and 80s that are over there. This whole section here, Mike, is owner's manuals. This is owner's manuals for all the different makes, models, brands. Back into the 40s, the 50s. Here's a 52 Oldsmobile. I started doing the Chevy stuff from the 50s on up to the 70s. This is all Corvair. There's Kaiser Frazer stuff here. There's really early Chevrolet manuals there.
There may realistically be more owner's manuals here for one particular vehicle than there are that vehicle
Left.
on the street these days.
And actually, here's a very rare situation too. You might want to get on the other side, Sam, and see that. But, and here's even pennants, you know, and those pennants are all old pennants as well.
Yeah, sports pennants and various,
Oil cans, here's a bunch of little cans here, here, and here.
still with oil in them, by the way.
Yes, brand new, never used. This came in the late 40s to the dealership, the Chevrolet dealership. And as you can see by the price of the cars, this is for used cars actually. $195 was the expensive one, right? What they are, the self-stick would self-stick to the windshield. And to have that set that isn't destroyed is just unbelievable. It's a really, really unique set. Probably came out 46, 47, maybe right after the war. Just a really unusual set.
Wow.
This is one of the banners that's going to be hung. There's two of these, Baby Bird, and that was for the new Ford Futura when it first came out. So they kind of looked at it like it was the small Thunderbird, you know, even though it was a Fairmont.
There are posters. This is a 1973 Caprice. And this box of posters, because this is pretty thick stock here, where would these have hung or have been displayed?
These would have been in the showroom. We had them all around the walls in the showroom. I remember when, and these are all brand new in the box. They're all different years. And it's all the makes and models that you had back in those days.
This is like a grab bag. You know, as a kid, you'd go and you'd buy that mystery bag of things, and you'd open it up, and oh, that's in there, and this is in there, and I mean, this is just amazing.
Yeah, these things were really beautiful. They're works of art as well, you know, that they had made and put in the showrooms. And it goes from 73 all the way up to 85. And here's Corvettes came separate. That was the big deal when you got these things. You had to buy these extra, but the Corvettes always came separate. And talk about a beautiful, look at this, the 53 and the 84.
Wow.
Just spectacular.
And again, perfect condition, great for framing, for the shop, the garage, whatever you're going to do, wherever you're going to put it.
Just opened.
Just open.
Just opened.
First time, right here on camera.
Yep. And as we back up through here, you know, there's just unusual things.
The coolers,
for
yeah.
example.
And this, I mean, at Fall Carlisle, we're doing the shop art gallery. This is shop art in and of itself. It's a clock resembling a wheel with some wrenches, a screwdriver on it. But the coolers, yeah, those things are pretty vintage. Where are those from?
These are, I think, Double Dot Pepsi was back in the 40s. That's a very unusual cooler. If they have two dots on the Pepsis, that's the real old one. The new Pepsi designation is one dot, so they call these the Double Dot coolers. This is just a cola cooler. This is a Die Hard cooler, little Die Hard battery. Some old Pepsi bottles from most polls. They were from racing.
Yeah, Richard Petty commemorative.
Yeah, commemorative. This is actually an oven.
An oven.
An oven. If you had a wood stove in your house and you wanted to bake something, you put this on top of the wood stove to bake something.
Wow.
Things have changed a little, Mike. You know.
A little bit.
Yeah. These are all Avon bottles, Avon Collectibles, and these are all car collectibles. All the different ones that are here. 53 Buick Skylark, really unusual. That was a really spectacular car. But this is all car, and these are just kind of everything.
So there's a Teddy Roosevelt Avon bottle?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Avon made everything. It's just unbelievable what they made.
And more miscellaneous items. There's an ash bucket for your fireplace. There's Richard Petty commemorative cereal I see down the way. There's a...
Signed. Richard signed it.
Signed it, okay.
Yes.
There's a skateboard, and then there's something that looks like the thing that Marty McFly stole from a kid in 1955 and Back to the Future down the way there. Skateboard attached to the milk crate with the handles.
That was actually a factory-built skateboard.
Okay.
Which was an unusual piece as well. As you go down through here, look at this. There's a beer case when your beer
empty.
came in the early days.
It's empty.
Yep, made out of wood, Anheuser-Busch.
Beautiful.
These are beautiful too. These are 79 Mustang trays, serving trays, brand new.
Wow. And these little pins, little lapel pins or little pins with
Yep.
the Chevrolet branding on there.
And there's 2 full boxes of those there.
So the little things that you can buy in bulk and then be able to
Resell.
collect or resell if you choose to as
Yep.
part of Fall Carlisle or future automotive flea market events.
Placemats. These are all Ford cars that are on here, early Ford cars, brand new placemats. Everything here is press releases. These were press releases that were given out to media people, so they could promote the vehicles. And we've put them all in different categories. Buick, Aurora, that's Oldsmobile. Here's Nissan, Suzuki, Audi, Alfa Romeo, Mercedes, Volvo, Subaru, you name it, it's here. They're all press kits that were given out to the media.
And of course, times they are a change. And Ford just unveiled its 7th gen Mustang in Detroit. And while we weren't there, they have like a display with a QR code. So now if you want whatever you want to know about the car, you scan the QR code. And 10 years ago, you'd get it on a little digital thumb drive. But this is how they would have handed out the media information and the specs on the car to media at those events.
And the neat part about the pictures that are in them are just, really beautiful pictures that come with the press.
Yeah, the
releases.
professionally shot press photos and
Yep.
everything else.
So, if you're into BMW or into Porsche, no matter what it is, here's Lexus, Volkswagen, all the different brands, everything's here that were press releases.
I'm going to jump in. There's even a press kit for the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. That's
Yeah.
how vast the collection is.
Yes, we do. There's a couple of different brochures there about it and everything, which was kind of neat.
All that's missing is the weenie whistle.
Yeah, that's right. Here's a Ford Explorer, fold-up chair that you could get from Ford Motor Company.
But there's tools. You have the bag chairs, shovels, the table saw. There's a bug zapper, I believe, behind you.
A couple of guitars.
Clamps, guitars.
And this is the
This is that little skateboard I was referencing.
Skatemobile. That's actually a brand name of that was produced. This is actually my stamp collection. It's not been gone through, and it's been around. Probably a friend gave me a whole bunch of them, and the dates on them. What are the dates?
1944
Yeah.
is postmark there. 1945. Wow. So yeah, if you're a stamp collector,
Yeah, a friend gave me those.
this is amazing, Bill. And where did this hat come from? You have any story on this hat?
I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I've tried to figure out. There's the date inside, 1956. So
I mean, I want to, but I'm looking at it and it's not going to fit, so we're just not going to do that. But it looks great.
fishing stuff, salt and pepper shakers. This is all Honda motorcycle stuff. This I had a Honda Dream. Matter of fact, I had a couple of Honda Dreams. They were the saddlebags for the Honda Dreams, and that was some additional parts and things.
So Christian Brothers Brandy, CB Christian Brothers, CB Chuck Berry. So Chuck promoting the Brandy. Telescope, microscope, actually.
Microscope is what it was. Brenner Motors. This was Dodge and Plymouth in Harrisburg. Long time ago. As you can see, 5-digit phone number. You know how old those are.
Right. These would be old ice skates that you'd attach to your shoes. A typewriter,
This is a bottle capper.
a bottle capper.
Yeah, if you want to make your own beer, got a bottle capper. Shoe sign stand. This is antique. These are antiques.
So
And I like Hot Wheels.
you did like, who doesn't like Hot Wheels even today? This table filled with Hot Wheels and various style cars. Disney Pixar's cars, still a huge deal. Racing Champions put out the NASCAR collectibles. There's a G.I. Joe camera over here that is still in its box, never been used, and this would be original from the 80s. So
Very collectible. Very collectible. And interestingly, Mike, I was a Volkswagen dealer. All these are Volkswagen. Now, these aren't this way, but all these this way, everything is Volkswagen, the whole way down through here. Lots of neat Volkswagen collectibles. If you're into Volkswagen, there's some really cool stuff.
There's license plates. License plates over here. Toy train. NFL standings board. We always talk about things that would be great for the man cave. Well, this is certainly dated because there's a handful more teams in the league, and some others have changed towns. But the Eagles right at the top where they should be. Lions, I guess they're 0-1. They should be down here. But that's kind of the thing. You can take it off and you can put it.
Yep, anywhere you want.
Put it anywhere you want. Star Wars toys, videotapes, erector set. This would be an original vintage erector set with all of the pieces still in there. Some of them still in their plastic.
That one is new. It really was never used, that set. It's really a cool set. If somebody wants a vintage erector set, most of the time there's 50 parts are missing from those things, but that one really never got used. And this was a head plug for fishing, and that was their thing that you would have had inside one of their stores or something, when they had a promotion. But it's really a cool setup as well.
And we move down this aisle. There's a couple of cool things on both sides. First of all, this side, more literature, more owner's manuals and product detail manuals regarding various years, makes, and models of vehicles. That's this entire table, basically 3/4 of the way down.
What these are, this is the Oldsmobile section here. These are shop manuals, and these were actually used by the salespeople, to show you the colors and the fabrics and everything that were in the cars. So that's the Oldsmobile section. This is the Cadillac section. These are the same thing, once again, that has all the different information about each and every model. There's all the fabrics and everything that you could get in your Cadillac. And this is all Chevrolet. These are all Chevy ones that were, and these are beautiful. They really are. If you're into certain models of Chevrolets, some of these were hardly ever used even. And most of them are 70s and 80s, because that's when I had my car dealerships.
Now, Bill, I know you to be a car guy. Are you a music guy too? There is so much music here.
Loved records. I collected records and collected records and collected records, as you can see. And I never did get to one of my other places that I have other ones. This is only part of my collection.
It just scratches the surface. I mean, I pulled this first record out. Queen, News of the World, one of their more popular records. There is a Beatles Sgt. Pepper record here that is one of the first runs of the monoprint, and it's in amazing condition. Like, yes, it has been opened, but it's still in the paper sleeve. The record is still in great condition. So if you're a Beatlemaniac, if you are a record collector, this is something you're going to want to check out. Sinatra, Elvis, Frampton, Asia, Culture Club, Bruce Springsteen, The Carpenters, Buddy Holly, Beach Boys, Billy Idol. I mean, it is all here. If they were a popular act at the time, I think there's a record for them in this stash.
And I really like the Elvis records. I've got a huge stash of Elvis records. And I still listen to Elvis. I still enjoy the Elvis records. I really do. And I get in my wife's car. That's what she's playing. So she's an Elvis fan as well. So we kind of grew up with him, and we just, always loved Elvis.
Well, music is timeless, and it's not just the records. Behind us, Bill, there are cassette tapes. There are 8-tracks. There are adapters, so that if you happen to have an 8-track player in your car, I believe we have 7 8-track to cassette adapters to hold you over. This is what it would look like. You put a cassette tape right in here, stick that in your 8-track, and then you're good to go. I mean, even the, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there's 9. We found 2 more. There's 9 of these things. DVDs. I mean, who didn't watch Esteban on the infomercial try to teach you how to play guitar? You can buy one of those guitars over there and then learn how to play it.
That's Cadillac, Mike. That actually came out from Cadillac. And all these here, these cassettes and 8-tracks are factory. They came with your car when you bought the car. So as you can see, it says Lumen on there, which was your Chevy. But these are all, most of these are all Ford, and these are the small ones are Chevrolet. These are all Beatles. There's my Elvis collection of my 8-tracks. And there's still a lot of cars that have 8-tracks. So, especially that come to our place, And 8-tracks are popular in the flea market. A lot of the guys sell 8-tracks, and a lot of the guys sell cassettes, which and these were all kept in dry storage, so they're all in good shape and they all still work.
It's the original motion picture soundtrack to Ghostbuster on cassette. So, Bill, I know that you're going to be sad to see this stuff go, but it's time. And as we've walked the room, what are your feelings on all of this now that you've really seen it and looked at it?
You know what, Mike? It just brought back so many great memories. Having the opportunity to go through all this stuff once again. I've had it stored in multiple locations, and I just haven't seen it. And some of it I still kept a little bit here and there. It was very nostalgic to me, but just about everything's here that I've collected between 40, 50, 60 years.
Well, let's reset and reiterate why we're here and what we're doing. So Bill is selling off his collectibles, his merchandise, and it's happening in this building. This is the former Smith's Appliance building, 1188 Spring Road. It's right across the street from the Carlisle Fairgrounds, the Fairgrounds Diner, Desperate Times Brewery. And on Monday, September 26th and Tuesday, September 27th, hopefully all of this stuff goes. Highest bidder takes the items that they're interested in.
There's no reserve, there's no fees, it's free to get in. We have free parking. The only thing is going to be if they bid on something, they bought it, that's all they're going to have to pay, Mike. There's no, lots of these auctions you go to, there's 10, 15, 20% additional charges. Everything here is going to go at whatever it brings. And there is no reserves, everything will be sold.
Some things will sell individually, other things will sell in bulk. You'll just need to pay attention to the auctioneer as they're running each lot. We will have some food available for you. You can register to bid starting at 7 a.m. on the 26th and 27th. Preview time will begin at 8 a.m. and then the auction starts at 10 a.m. and you can go to carlisleevents.com. This is a perfect opportunity to get some fresh merchandise for your vending booth at Fall Carlisle, or if you're headed to the Hershey meet the week after, you can have plenty of stock for that as well.
And if you have a 1973 car, we have everything here for you. If you have a 1984 car, we've got everything here for you. What great pieces for your man cave. A lot of things I had hanging in my man cave over the years, and it's just fun to be able to take your friends and sit down and have a beer if you want to, and just enjoy the time and look at all the nostalgia that's around you.
Seeing is believing. CarlisleEvents.com. We want to see you here. And not only is Bill selling the merchandise on the 26th and 27th, but then on Thursday, the 29th, you've got 20 cars crossing the auction block as part of the 2-day classic and collector car auction. And we've showcased those in a separate video, which folks can link to through our website as well.
Absolutely.
But it is a week of Bill Miller. It is a week of automotive excitement, and we can't wait to see you here at Fall Carlisle 2022.
Look forward to seeing everybody. Hope you enjoy each and every little treasure that you buy.